Hello, everyone, and welcome back to your favorite sports channel, Trivia Fever. Here with your host Priyadarshan Babu, and obviously, I'm here to give you the answers of yesterday's questions and also to share with you five much more interesting questions from the world of sports today. So, I hope you're ready. Without wasting any further time, let's start off with the answers of the last time's five questions. So, here is question number one. A century in which the batsman scores more than 140 runs. The average Test centurion usually adds 37 more runs once he reaches the century, but someone who are able to score more than 140 runs are called by the name dash 100. All you had to do was fill in the blanks and tell me what is such a centurion called. So, well, it has a very distinct and a unique name. So, this any batsman who scores more than 140 runs, it is considered as a daddy 100. So, that was the answer for the first question. Moving on to question number two. Here it is. Name this personality who is a part of the Delhi Capital's extended team who hosted a martial arts documentary titled Seven Deadly Arts with Dash for National Geographic. So, who are we talking about? Well, Bollywood and cricket have never been apart, and obviously, when we're talking about the IPL, we already know so many names that are associated with the teams, such as Shah Rukh Khan or Preeti Zinta. Also, at a point of time, there was Shilpa Shetty. And obviously, now since I'm talking about martial arts, I think one name, and that's the correct answer that comes to mind. The person that we are talking about is Akshay Kumar. And that was the answer for the second question. Moving on to question number three for yesterday, here it is. In June 2016, he got engaged to Indian basketball player Pratima Singh. Three of the highest individual scores ever made against India in test matches, that is Alistair Cook's 294, Michael Clark's 329 not out, and Brendan McCullum's 302, were all made after the batsmen were dropped by this cricketer early in their innings. Well, may not be a record he may be proud of, but the name of this Indian pace sensation, who's unfortunately not there in the India-Australia series going on right now, is Ishant Sharma. So that was our third question for last time. Moving on to question number four for yesterday, here it is. He became the youngest driver to win the title in the Formula One World Championship in the year 2008. All you had to do was identify who we were talking about. So, well, he is probably one of the most spoken about F1 racers in the world right now. And the racer, the F1 driver that we are talking about is Lewis Hamilton. And that brings us to our last question for last time. So, here it is. Which basketball team derived their name from the state's nickname of the land of 10,000 lakes? Well, I guess there was an answer. The answer was in the question itself. The answer that we were looking for is the Los Angeles Lakers, or the LA Lakers. Originally, they were based out of Minneapolis, and the city was called by the above name, and that's when the team's name also changed. So now that brings us to the end of the five questions for last time. It's time to move on to the five questions for today. So here is question number one. She became the first Indian to break into the top 10 in the PSA women's rankings. All you have to do is tell me the name of this Indian sportswoman. So that was question number one. Moving on to question number two for today, here it is. Who was the first Jammu and Kashmir cricketer who was picked in the Indian Premier League as well as in the Indian national team? So there may have been someone who came later, but he is the first. So who are we talking about? So that was question number two. Moving on to question number three for today, here it is. The Hanuman Vyayam Prasarak Mandal of Amravati, Maharashtra demonstrated this for the first time in the Berlin Olympics in the year 1936. What is this particular sport that we are talking about? So that was question number three. Moving on to question number 4. Here we go. I'm going to tell you a list of names and I want you to give me an overall connect for all of these people. So the list of names goes like this: Sachin Tendulkar, Salman Khan, Ranbir Kapoor, John Abraham, Abhishek Bachchan, and Saurav Ganguly. I'll repeat the names once: Sachin Tendulkar, Salman Khan, Ranbir Kapoor, John Abraham, Abhishek Bachchan, and Saurav Ganguly. You need to give me the overall connect. So that was question number 4. And that brings us to our last question for today, a very interesting but simple one. All I want you to tell me is the name of this Indian athlete, or you can say sports person, who made his Bollywood debut in the film Fugly. So I don't know how many of you all have watched the film, but at least the film didn't do that well on the box office. But well, everyone was talking about the film because this particular sports person had debuted in it. So that sums up our questions for today. I hope I will be seeing your answers for today's questions in the comments below. And do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel as well. Obviously, I will be back tomorrow with the answers of today's questions and also 5 more interesting questions for you. So I hope that you will be waiting for my video. Till tomorrow, that's all from me. So please stay safe, take care, and a very, very good night.